Let's pray. Mighty and everlasting Father, we come before you this time round. We are grateful for the good day we've had today, my Lord Father. We do pray that this function is going to be a success. We do pray that we can make much out of it. In Jesus' name, we do pray, believing and trusting.
Amen. Thank you so much. First, I want to acknowledge the presence of everyone who is here, from our team of panelists to everyone attending. Thank you so much for availing yourself, creating time out of your very, very busy schedule. And I want to acknowledge your presence here today. I believe that you're going to have the most engaging, interactive, and wonderful session. So I will want to give guidelines. So we intend our meeting to run at least between 1 to 120 minutes. So in the next 1.5 minutes, hours, we should be out of this meeting. The meeting should be ended. And so that's one. Two, we have a team of 4 panelists who are going to do the presentation for us. And I'm going to introduce them. I'm going to introduce them, but of course I will ask them to give you more information about them when they're doing presentation. So on my screen left side is Sharon Mjede, sorry. Sharon Mjede. Sharon is a friend and a team to 7-8. And of course, I will ask her to maybe do an introduction after. And then on my right screen, Dr. Mursi Jafet, calling in from Nairobi, is our coordinator in Nairobi. On my screen, at the bottom of the right is Denson Mukile, a friend and a member of 7-8. Welcome, karibu sana. The lower side is Gabriel Masharia, and Gabriel, welcome, is calling from Nairobi. Denson is in Texas. Sharon is in Texas. Mursi is in Nairobi. Gabriel is also in Nairobi, because this is a combined open day for both students who are going to take classes right here in US and in Kenya. So that's why we're having this forum. And this is we've had open days before, but I think we wanted to make it a bit spicier by bringing in the team so that we can have, I would say, diverse discussion on why first you need to get into this training, how is it relevant? How do you get, because our training are done mostly virtually. So how do you get virtual internship? And that's Gabriel to be talk about that. Now, in most cases, today I just shared something on the WhatsApp group earlier, and I'll talk about what will be the best skill to learn. Depending on how you look at it, whether you like it or not, AI is going to affect you, whether you are in whatever profession. And I tell everyone that if you doubt or if you're worried that AI is going to take your job, then I'm telling you right now, it will, but you can stop. You can stop it by continuously going to, when you continue, you're going to continuously learning. So when you continue learning, then you can be safe. So we look at how people change career. Why would somebody want to change career? What are the career change path that you can take? Denson will be talking about that. Now, after the training, I know the most end goal for most people that I ask my students when they get to class is everyone to get a job. How do you get a job? With this kind of skill, then you don't have to be limited to a given area. You would be in Nairobi, but working for an American company. You'd be in Nairobi working for, a European company. You'd be in America working for Asian company. So Sharon will be able to help us to delve into that and give us more, insight on how that can be done. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to officially open this. And so I will start by asking Mursi to shed lights on our sponsor, this program, our house called 7-8. And I want to just say 7-8 is a tech firm located in the US, registered, offering three things. One is training to find career path in data analytics. So it's upskilling training school, offers a bootcamp training running for 5 months, the first training, and of course, the second part of training, I think we'll be able to explain that. Second thing that we do as SafeNet is helping kids and the teens and the young people who want to get into tech world through coding classes. So we do coding classes. And of course, the other thing is that we support the navigation, help the migrants who move to different places. So we have an app that helps them to be able to thrive, settle in, and of course, succeed in the new environment. Ladies and gentlemen, these four people are going to talk to us. They are going to be part of us from now henceforth. And also, I would ask everyone to welcome them back. To welcome them on board, so that they're going to be with us as part of us in the next coming weeks, months, and years. Thanks so much, Musa. Welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark, for the introduction. So welcome everyone again for our today's open day. Basically, we are going to discuss about our training, that's data analytics bootcamp as a career, and just also if you are just interested in getting to know what's happening in data, or you are not even sure whether, for example, analytics is a career for you. We hope at the end of my presentation and even today's session, you'll be able to make up your mind. So my name is Jafet Mursi, as Mark has indicated. I am SafeNet training coordinator in Nairobi, and also by profession, I'm also a lecturer. So basically today we've done the introduction. And then now why SafeNet, our takeaways, and then also when do we start our next cohort, and then in case of any question, please also ask. So even throughout my presentation, if you have questions, please write them on the chat, and then I'll be able to answer them in the end. So feel free to put your questions even as I continue with my presentation. So when we talk about for those who are new, or who just finished maybe their high school, or even already in their various fields, whether you are working or not, we have a new goal, which we are calling it data. When we talk about data, presently, each and every organization, we normally talk about 5 V's of data. So each and every organization presently is generating data at a higher speed, that we call that velocity. We also call it veracity. When we talk about veracity, it's in terms of different formats. We also talk about volume. When we talk about volume, we are talking about in terms of the different sizes. And so basically, for the last 5 years or so, there has been increase in data generation among different organizations, whether you are, for example, in finance, whether you are, for example, in academia, whether you are, for example, in marketing, even in social media, a lot of data is generated. Now, as a result of that increase in generation of data, there's a new demand for people who can be able to analyze, be able to interpret that data for mostly non-technical people within organizations, so that they can be able to make decisions. For those who are already working, you may know that most of the people who make decisions within the organizations, most of them are mostly non-technical. They would want, for example, just a report. They would want, for example, what the numbers say. But now, for them to be able to make those decisions, they have to rely on data analysts, data scientists, and people who can be able to break down that chunk of data. So in the screen before you, we are talking about for the last 5 years, and even going forward now, the growing job demand, which is presently now at 97 million, is data analysts, AI and machine learning, big data specialists, digital marketing, process automation, digital transformation, information security, software, and also Internet of Things specialists. So when you look in all these 10 items, the main the main theme in all of them is actually data. When you now look at the jobs now which are actually decreasing as a result of this new era of AI and also data, we've got data entry clerks. Those ones now are getting automated, being administrative, even in terms of accounting, even in terms of even auditors, even factory workers, even general operation managers, etc. Because now most of this now, if you are working in most of this now, there is a decrease in job demand. And what we would actually recommend, I mean, what I would recommend, for example, you are working in this industry, is to actually upskill your data knowledge. So that would mean, for example, acquiring a new skill in analytics. Because at the end of the day now, most of these tasks are being automated. Most of these tasks require new knowledge. So as per 2024, these are what the numbers say. We've got 2.5 quintillion bytes worth of data generated each day. In terms of big data analytics market, is predicted to reach 350 billion by this year alone. Now, the volume of data being generated worldwide daily is 120 zettabytes, not terabytes, not gigabytes. It's zettabytes. Now, over 57% of the data worldwide is actually generated by internet users worldwide. And then the other thing is 75% of this world data now is user generated. Now, as this data gets generated, we need people who are able to apply their skills to be able to use this data for decision making. In number 5, we are saying there's a 28% increase in data science jobs expected to be seen in 2026, considering even what even happened last year. So as you can see, even from this statistic, there is a growing demand for data analysts, for people with skills to be able to understand and analyze data. Whether you are an accountant, you are in procurement, you are in hospitality, you are in academia, you are in healthcare, data is generated there, and you need skills to be able to interpret, and even analyze that data. So now, the skills, most of the top skills needed to be able to analyze that data now, when you go to each and every industry now, you need advanced Excel skills, not just addition, but no ability to use macros, to use Python, etc. You also need SQL. This is mostly used for database management. You also need Power BI. That's in terms of visualization. Another tool is Tableau for also visualization. Now, for machine learning and also still data analysis and also visualization, you need Python and also R. Now, as a 7-8 now, even as we plan for our next cohort which is starting February, we are presently preparing. We train on these tools. So we have 6 main modules. So the first one and the second one we are actually combining. So whether you are a beginner or you are already working as an accountant or either in supply chain, we try to be able to first introduce you to data science. So this first and the second module, that's on data analysis and statistics, we just try to build your background into this data world. Now, after we are done with that, we now go to advanced Excel, where now we try to build your skills in data cleaning, manipulation, and visualization. As I said earlier, most of the decision makers within the organization are non-technical. For them to be able to make decisions, they want data which has been cleaned, manipulated, visualized well, so that now they can be able to make decisions. After advanced Excel, we also teach on Power BI, and then also the next one is Tableau and also SQL. So in our data analytics bootcamp, which takes 3 to 4 months, we cover these main 5 modules. And at the end of the day, after covering these 5 modules, whether you are an accountant or you are in any field, you are in a position to be able to perform basic and even intermediate data analysis skills. this is our approach as 7th. First, we have experienced instructors, both industry experts and also academic experts. I'll be able to introduce some of our instructors in a few. Each and every module within these courses, we actually do practical projects. So in doing practical projects, we try to apply what you are doing in accounting, what you are doing in supply chain, what is happening in the industry, so that at the end of the day, you are able to use that skills in your places of work. As also my colleagues will be able to talk about as we progress, we also provide career support. Whether you are not sure on how to in regards to your career trajectory, we are also able to assist you in that. And then another thing also is also networking opportunities. For all who've joined this class, even after they finish their mod, at the end of the day, they will not only network amongst their peers, and then amongst their peers, but also with instructors. In fact, in our current cohort, some of the students have been actually to consult amongst one another, but they could not have been able to do that if they were not able to meet in our classroom. So this is our approach: experienced instructors, practical projects, career support, and then also networking opportunities. So when you undergo now through our training, first, we will prepare you to be career ready, either in your field, either you want to transition to a different industry. You'll be able to benefit from not only our practical projects and also our experienced instructors. And then also, we are teaching 5 tools, but you may also find out that, like now for the current cohort, you may also find out that maybe Tableau is just one of your favorite, the tool you want to go with. You can build your career just through Tableau alone or through Power BI alone, but you can only be able to do so after going not only through our training, but now understand and be able to get to know that this is the tool I want to be able to work with. And then the other thing is just connect and collaborate. For those who've been able to attend, we have various forums that we do on monthly basis, from open days, from discussion with other tech forums. So when you join on board, these are also something part of the benefits you'll be able to get from our training. Now, we are starting our training this from February. So we have our orientation on 31st January, and then our first classes start on February. So so from the first week on February, we'll focus on data introduction to data analytics and also advanced Excel. Our classes run from Monday to Thursday, from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Nairobi time, and for US should be 9 p.m. to around 11. So February we do with data analytics and advanced Excel. Then March we do finalize advanced Excel. Then start Tableau and SQL. Then now SQL and Power BI. And then now once we finalize, we do Power BI, and then also try to finalize on our projects. So after you go through our training, these are some of the career options. You can just be a data analyst, either within your organization, or even be able to freelance even in terms of data analyst roles. And then also you can also be a data instructor. In fact, I was reading the other day, there's a lady who just built a career out of Excel only. So as I was saying, you can just focus on a tool, and build that as your career. You can just specialize in Excel alone, in Tableau alone, in Power BI alone. But now you'll have that knowledge and even that clarity after you go through our 6 modules. And then also in terms of visualization, I've talked about that non-technical people who make decisions in organizations are non-technical. They're able to make decisions based on how the charts, how the visuals occur. You can only be able to do this after mastering the various visualization tools we are going to train on. So for this now 5 for our modules now, For the US cohort, for the 4 months, we are charging 5,000 USD, and then for Nairobi, we are charging 150,000 Kenya shillings. And then also, if you pay in full between now and first week of February, we are offering 5% discount. And then also we also have flexible payment terms. You can be able to pay in three months installment. Now, so in summary, remember, this is my takeaway, is my conclusion. Whether you are in any industry, data is the future. In academia, in research, accountant, supply chain, hospitality, marketing, healthcare, and nurse, data is the future. And to be able now to prepare you for that potential, to be able to give you that competitive advantage, we welcome you to join us in this journey. We are not promising, but now we are, it's not a promise, but a commitment that we are going to develop your capacity and even skills, that at the end of our training, you are in a position to not only break down data, but also just make decisions, make recommendations using the different types of tools. So in case of any question, feel free to ask. These are our contacts. You can go to our website, that's www.7net.net, and then peruse around training. And then if you also still need convincing and you need to speak to me personally, that's my number. And then also for US cohort, that's the number for our US office. And then if you also want to speak to our former students, if you are not convinced, please, when you reach out, we'll be able to connect you with them, so that also you can be able to speak to them. So in case of any questions, I'm now ready to answer, but thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Avre. Anyone with a question, or what we can do, yeah, I think we can take 2 questions. The rest we can see if we have still time after the last presenter. Anyone with a question, or alternatively, you can put them into the chat. So if you have any questions that you feel that need to be addressed now, please feel free to do that. Okay. So we go to the next presenter, Tess Denson. Please welcome, share with us how you managed and your experience was like. I know you were a doctor at one point, you studied medicine, then you ended up being in this field. So please share with us and how, what your journey was and how people can, who are facing the same challenge, can go about that. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mark. Good evening or good morning, everyone. So you said my name is Danson. Just want to say, Dr. Morris, that was a wonderful presentation. Thank you for sharing the insights. I remember some years back, I received a text message like, of this kind of boot camps and something related to data. I never took it serious. Sometimes you're skeptical because you don't know. But my friend insisted, it's like, hey, let's try. And it was just one class, actually. I was just doing SQL that time, just to learn on how to do, because I felt like, where does our information go after you have done? How can I navigate and do some bit of coding? And here I am pursuing a career in advanced level of data analytics, among others. So it is possible. Sometimes we get this information and people take it for granted, or they feel it is expensive even to train or to do that package for that short period of time. But the impact can be huge. I've had friends who have just done the 6 months you're sharing, or even less. And right now they're making 6-figure. They're in cybersecurity, they're in other areas. So it is possible. For me, as a young man, you wanted to do big. What do you want to be when you grow? Want to be a doctor, want to be a pilot? Those big things you dream about. But that's not how my journey went through. as much as I loved the medical field, but I was more technical in all I wanted to do. I wanted to be more of a handy to solve problems. That is normally my issue. I always want to solve problems, no matter what. And encountering data or focusing on the IT career, it has actually opened my wider career scope because you're able to see more than what just people see. It's not just about you sitting behind data, pulling this column, pushing it together, doing this formula, or setting up a certain algorithm. It's actually you are changing a whole decision of an industry. You know, if you are in, for example, in healthcare, or maybe you're in government and you are also a technical person, whatever you are doing is going to change how people pay taxes in that country. Whatever you do, you're going to change the whole healthcare system or whichever the industry you are. So these are some of the things people don't understand. You want to be in the office, you want to be in that capacity, but there are other skills that if you acquire them, you can be a big person in that room. So I just want to share that I had my path in the medical field. I always wanted to be a very senior research doctor. That was something I really wanted. When I came to US, I remember those are the scholarships I was looking for. Getting, because maybe you're not, when you're an international student in the US, there are so many things you can't access. That time you get an offer, you do the essay, you do the statement, everything is perfect, but the eligibility puts you away. So now I said, okay, what will I do out of this? What are some of the ways that I can navigate? Everyone has their own path to success. We have those ones who will smooth through the career, come in, go to medicine, succeed, be doctors, but have others who normally go around it. And I believe those who go around it, they actually acquire more. They get more knowledge in this stuff, So that was my journey. Right now, I'm in the aviation industry, working one of the biggest airline in the world in IT. What I do is what exactly Dr. Mursi was saying. I look at this data, do whatever they're telling me, and whatever I'm giving the CEO or the VPs, whatever that I'm giving them, it's actually they're making decision in the industry. That is how big as a data, or if you do data training, you can be. You have a very huge impact in the industry you are in. So it is possible to be skeptical as you start. But for those who are in this industry, I'll tell you, you are even late. You have to start it right now because there are so many mistakes that are being made in various industries just because they have not put in their data, or they have not put in the room the good people who can actually analyze their data, and so for them to make good decisions. So for me, as I'll share Mark today and encourage the students who are joining this program, or those who are intending to join, you are making the right decision today. Join this, take it step by step, but don't just rely on what Mark and us who are sharing. Also do your research. There are many career areas, and I just wanted to quickly even share that when you do this training, these are some of the things you're going to experience, or some of the career paths you'll do. And I don't have to tell you that if you are an accountant and you are making your 9 to 5, you're making your 6G is fine. But guess what? A time is coming where this thing will be part and parcel of your farm or your company. And they will have to hire someone because you don't have that particular skill. So this is going to be a necessity. There is no industry, there is no company. I don't see any company that's going to have someone who doesn't deal with data. It's not possible. And not just data. We are out of the we are out of the traditional way we do our data analysis. Now we are looking into machine learning, artificial intelligence. That is where it is heading to. How can you, with your SQL skill, with your Power BI skill, with your Tableau skill or whichever technical skill that you have taken, how can you use that particular skill in a machine learning format? You know, some students or some friends will ask me, when you talk about machine learning, what do you normally talk about? It's actually creating models that can talk to each other faster than you spending much more time thinking about what will I do with this. So you create that model, and once it communicates to one another, it's able to give an output that is quicker, that is faster. I'll give an example in the industry I am, aviation. If we have issues, and I'll give an example of customer service, people are they're not satisfied with how maybe there's a lot of delays. Delays are common in any airline. How can you, is an issue, how can you use machine learning as a data analyst to tell the decision makers or those who are doing the schedules and everything that because of what you have seen as the trend that has been happening for a certain period of time, these are some of the mitigation ways because of the data we have that you can navigate through about the delays in our airline so that you can have that ranking. So it is possible. You can choose any industry. If you have this skill, for those ones who are joining, you can go to cybersecurity. They will need you there. You can go to banking. I know some people say that this thing hacking is a bad thing. We have something called ethical hacking. You can be an ethical data analyst. Ethical hacking in cybersecurity. You are analyzing fraud, but ethically. You have done your class with SQL, with Tableau, with everything. Now you are becoming a person who's trying to solve fraud in any industry. It can, especially in banking. So those are some of the things you can go with this skill. This is a very wonderful training that you have to take. You can go to banking, as I said, you can go to healthcare. Healthcare is very common. I'm so impressed right now when you look at what is going on in Kenya, for example. There's a lot of data being collected, something that never used to happen. Right now, the government will know, for example, my own village where I come from in Kitale, they will know we have a certain number of people who are suffering from high blood pressure just because they're collecting data, you know. But for them, they will not say, can you send me 1 million rows of data from your county so that I can tell how many people are suffering from blood pressure? No, we need an analyst there to give this data they're collecting, as you say, Dr. Musi, manipulate it and project it, and also identify the trends in that particular data. So whoever is going to make that decision, say, okay, we have these people and this is the reason why. What are some of the decisions we can make about this particular region? So it's going to be part and parcel for you guys. I want you to join this training. I want to encourage you. There's a wider scope of opportunities with this particular skill. Not, you may have a degree, you may be a lawyer, you may have even a master's, you may have even a PhD today. But guess what? You may end up just having this particular skill, giving a 6-figure than the PhD or whichever training you had before that was not giving you the same. So it is possible, but have it and look for opportunities. Right now, when you talk about the hiring team, or also in HR, they'll tell you they're not interested in which degree you have. They want to know which particular skill you have that you're bringing to the company or to the industry. You may have an accounting degree, but well, you can see as an example, I had a medical degree, but now I'm in this particular field and it's going on well. I can't complain. Maybe Dr. Maki had something different and he's here. So it is possible. Let us not limit ourselves. So I'll not speak much. Those who have questions, I'll be able to answer. But thank you so much, Dr. Mark.
You're on mute, Mark.
Yeah, thank you so much, Denson. You heard it from the horse's mouth. I tell my people, when I talk about people from where I come from, that if I was to rewind the time, I would have done what I did in terms of education. I went to diploma, associate degree, did my undergraduate, did my master's, went to a PhD class. If I was to rewind the time, I would simply do one thing. Do get a skill. It takes you a long way. If you have a degree, well and good, because that is, they can say, minimum qualification, but the skill will change your life. I have two kids that I'm going to put them under pressure to get the degrees I had or I have now. I would just want them to get the skill. And the best skill somebody can get, anything related to technology. I look at the history of great people in this country where I live and how they live their life at the time. I feel that, my kids and my children are able to start a life for themselves. It's never too late. You can do it right away, right now. And that's why we have wonderful people here presenting. And I look at how Denson was able to echo the sentiment and the presentation that Mursi did. From a medical doctor to a wonderful data analyst in a more prestigious, in a prestigious airline in America today. The journey continues. If you have any question, we'll take it now. Otherwise, we'll have session for Q&A after the presentation. Anyone with that, like burning question that has to be asked today, right now? If not, let's proceed. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with me in this session are trainers that have worked with us through this journey. With us here also know we have students who have finished, who are in this session, the last of our training of job placement. I would want to acknowledge you, but that will happen after the presentation. And so I want to take the opportunity to welcome, because we are changing, we are learning from when we started to now. And one of the things that we realized that it was a gap is having someone taking them through career services. Another gap was internal or virtual internship, where you can easily, or you can be able to practice what you learn in a real life situation. And so I want to welcome Gabriel Amasharia. Please welcome. You did a wonderful presentation. I was impressed with what you did. Please share with us all the resources. Start from your history. I know you are a serious data analyst for a very serious parastatal in Kenya. Please welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I'm much audible. You can hear me. I'll start by, let me share my screen. Yes, my name is Gabriel. Yes, my name is Gabriel Masharia, for those who don't know me. And I am a data analyst, data scientist, and a data manager in this big company that you see over here. And I work across Africa in 24 countries. That's where I support in terms of data management and also data analysis as well. In my background, I'm a graduate in mathematics and computer science, as well as I have a master's in biomathematics. To be precise, I was a disease modeler, that is in biomathematics, but I shifted to agricultural sector, which now I found myself, being more even actually interested to know how to feed Africa and other parts of the world. So my journey started way back in 2019. I was a software developer, and actually I was interested in developing systems and applications. But, at some point you find that you need to incline yourselves into the most, growing areas, or where you feel that your path lies at the same time. So I started having or developing interest in data analysis and something of the sort, understanding, different languages like Python, different tools like Notebook Jupyter, R script and others. And I remember I used to push myself so hard, like I could transnight learning data science, and eventually I got a virtual internship in South Korea. It was offered by a company called Data Glaciers. So I applied, they accepted me. It was a 6 months internship. We used to do collaborations with other analysts from different parts of the world. And I remember we did one fascinating project on end-to-end predictive modeling for a bank in Nicaragua, whereby we could be able to help them identify the areas where they can be able to, market, whatever they do in terms of giving loans to, customers as well. From there, I developed interest, to become, as a problem solver in various aspects. I started offering myself to the ministry where I used to serve back in the days. I could analyze their data. And then we had business owners in that particular ministry. I could do their data analysis in terms of marketing, which product is being, bought by or purchased by various people on the internet, which they need to do some what we call promotions and ads, adverts on their social platforms and something of the sort. And it used to, bring forth good fruits on them. And therefore, I applied for masters, where now I did the disease modeling for 2 years in one of the universities here in Kenya. By the time I was finishing my coursework, there was a company that they had advertised now for an opportunity for data manager. I applied, I went through the entire process, and here I am. Currently, we are working with NASA agency in America, and another university called Michigan State University. We are doing a collaboration for 4 countries in Africa. I'm doing data mining and also data modeling for what we call rice farmers. So this is a project that had already started this year. Actually, we finalized last week as we talk, and therefore there's a lot of opportunities as I will continue sharing my presentation with you. So pay attention. This is something real. Data science is something that can take you far. Actually, I've traveled the world, and it is not yet over. Therefore, let's build up our skills specifically for where we want, especially for analysts. And because we are growing, definitely you become a scientist once you master mathematical concept, you master programming concept, you master business concept. All those put together holistically, you'll become a data scientist. Now, I want first of all to just bring you into speed about the importance of the virtual internships that we are talking about. Number one is about bridging the gap between the academic learning and also the practical application. Most often than not, we usually go to campus or we go to school, but we don't get an opportunity to apply our skills. And therefore, there is a big gap between reality, and the truth. The truth of the matter is that we have learned data science or data analyst, but now the question is, do we have the ability to apply it, into real life situation? And therefore, virtual internships will offer those opportunities, to you to be able to work with the real time data, real data, where you, as what my colleague has just mentioned a few minutes ago. So therefore, we expect you to give us, which direction are we going, into, or what do we need to do to make our, our institution or organization much better. So therefore, the other thing is about, gaining an exposure, to diverse cultures. There's a difference between EQ and IQ. And therefore, once you gain IQ in terms of learning, you also need to have what we call the EQ, the emotional quotient. And therefore, the moment you get an opportunity to co-work, with different people from diverse world, there's what we call the ecosystem. You coexist with other different people, and therefore you improve your social skills, you improve your work related aspects, you become better. And this is a clear expect to into a big companies after you progress with your career at the same time. For the other thing is about employability. Those definitely you are able, of course, to add value. Employers value candidates with practical experience, of course, and you can only give what you have. That's what you always say. We say that you can only give what you have. So if a data is presented to you and you don't have the skills to analyze it, then it becomes a challenge. So therefore, this virtual internship, they'll boost your value. They'll give you what we call the understanding of what is expected, for you outside there, and therefore they boost your confidence, and you're able to approach the problems in a more professional way. The other one is about the steps to secure the virtual internships. I'll just go through briefly. I want to speak this to all of you because this is the same path that I used. I realized most of the students, they don't build their LinkedIn profile. It's a challenge because I realized most of the employers, the moment you just submit your CV and you have already indicated your LinkedIn handles, they will go directly there to check you, or let's say to go through your wall to check what you've been doing. Are you passionate about data analytics or data science? Do you speak about it? What is your mission? What is your vision about this particular career path that you have taken? Because yes, you could be being interested in terms of becoming a data analyst, but you don't have that passion. It is just a getaway path that we just choose. So therefore, we need to build our audible on those social platforms. Let them see us speaking about what we love most, even though you have not even secured job. Just speak what you attract, what you like the most. And the other one is about tailoring. But Dr. My fellow colleague over here, who was a medical who was in the medical field, just mentioned that he's now working in an aviation company. I understand that by the time he was applying for that particular job, he had tailored down his resume into that particular career path. And therefore, even if you are a teacher, even if you're a Bachelor of Commerce graduate, a student, make sure that after you gain skill from this course, tailor down your resume to the specific that the recruiters are looking for. I had like several CV when I was applying for jobs. I had a CV for software developer. I had a CV for system admin. I had a CV for database administrator. I had a CV for data analyst. If I get an opportunity, I could just pull my resume or a CV into the specific that the recruiters are looking for. The other is about networking. I have already said, make sure that on the LinkedIn platform, connect with those people who are inclined to that line of data analysis. Make sure you are connecting the people of the same career path. They'll be sharing opportunities. We'll have recruiters who are also looking for people like you at the same time. So those people, they'll be like, for me, I do share opportunities. I do share opportunities on LinkedIn's profile, whereby now I know there are people who follow me at some point, and that opportunity can be able to benefit them. So if you're not on my network, you'll not be able to benefit from that opportunity. Therefore, let's make sure we connect with the people of the same path as. The other one is about prepare for virtual interviews. I would like to say that how to answer questions when they're asked on the interview. No different parameters, know how to be able to in that particular session, because you must be equipped in your area. You must be equipped in your particular field. Therefore, they expect you to offer solutions. They're asking you questions, and they expect you to have solutions for that particular questions. And therefore, build capacity. You can even train yourself. There are several platforms on LinkedIn, on YouTube that be able to go listen to what you are presented. How do you answer them, precisely without, going around the bush and something of the sort. Therefore, it's a good opportunity. The other one is about benefits of our internships for data analysts. Number one, this is remote collaborations. And I believe that you can work from any place, different time zones as well. So therefore, the moment you just connect with one, you gain experience working in virtual teams. You develop strong communications, of course, and collaboration skills as well. The other benefits about flexibility. You may even travel, different town, provided you have your laptop. You have good internet. You can just work from anywhere. to real world scenarios. Most often than not, or let's say basically, you find that if you don't get an opportunity to challenge you, to even do more research on the areas of your expertise, you find that you'll still maintain the same knowledge that you gained from school. Therefore, we need you to grow. We need you to expand your capacity. And these virtual internships will be able to offer you that opportunity. Lastly but not the least, we must stay proactive. And I mean, staying proactive means engaging on a regular basis. Engage yourself, with different platforms. You also, if you now you are in the real now in that particular internship that we are talking about, try to seek what we call engagement with your peers, with your team. As you don't have an understanding, maybe the instruction given thereof is not clear. Don't fear to ask, excuse me, can you be able to clarify for me? Can you give me clear instruction on what I'm supposed to do or something of the sort? And therefore, those people, they will see that you are more, you are active or you're proactive, and they'll be like, this person is willing to learn, let's teach her, or let us teach him, and in that particular part, then you'll be able to gain more than they expected. Lastly is about time management. One thing I've come to learn with a remote work is that you must be precise with the deadlines, because there is particular time for meetings and you have to show up. You must have done something to present for that particular time, and therefore make sure you manage or you prioritize your task and make sure you meet your deadlines effectively. The other thing is about engaging a colleague through the virtual channels. We have channels like what we call the Stack. We've been using it for quite some time. Of course, attend virtual companies event or social gathering that they present as well. Lastly, of course, document your contribution and achievement. I've been going for meetings and I realized that when we are starting our career, we are more naive, or we are, we don't want to, to voice ourselves out, and we end up being assumed in those particular meetings. Just raise a question, speak something, let them know that you are there, build that confidence. You can contribute something to that particular team. Now, my takeaway shots for this particular presentation. The moment I became a data analyst, I just wanted to test waters. Yes, I have a job. I'm working. Yes, I'm handling quite a lot. But I created an account on Upwork. When I created an account on Upwork, I just tailored it down in terms of data analyst, and I could be able to post, or let's say my CV or whatever I've done, I uploaded over there. And they give you some connects whereby you can be able to apply for jobs. And I applied for 2 jobs. Luckily, or let's say eventually, I got 2 offers. And one offer was paying me around $34 per hour. And the other one was paying me, I think, $25 per hour. I could not be able to do those because I was held up. But I want to say this, that the moment we train you here, make sure you have an account on Upwork. Those are remote jobs. They're looking for people who have skills like you. I know you'll be equipped. You have the capacity and you have the ability to deliver as well. Engage yourself. Make sure we'll train you how to, tailor down that particular, Upwork account and all that. And the other one is Fiverr.com. They also look for remote jobs. They post a remote job there, and you can be able to benefit as well. And just to build your capacity, alongside, applying for virtual internship, there's what we call Cargo.com. There's a platform that really helped me, growing my skills as well, where they offer you what you call projects. They have data and projects that you can be able to train yourself, know how to present, how to package yourself, how to even, do what you call reporting, how to write a report, or even how to interpret the data to make an insight and something of the sort. And lastly, I wanted to talk about, pushing your codes on GitHub. We have a GitHub account where you can be able to create a profile. I have one. I'll share my link with you. you can be able to push your project over there. If a recruiter wants to see what you've been doing over time, you have a portfolio that you can be able to share with them. With those few remarks, I believe we are going far. We are going to build your skills. We want to see in the near future, in the next 2-3 years, we have people whom we can rely on, where they can be able to offer solutions to the problem prevailing in our world as well. So therefore, charge yourself, be ready, be positive, be proactive, engage us, ask questions, and do research as well. And with those few remarks, I believe, in case there will be any question, I'll be glad to answer you within the session.
Thank you so much, Gabriel, for that wonderful presentation. I believe that it's really created a room for challenging yourself as a student or as a person. I'm glad that you mentioned that you got 2 offers where you're going to be paid $35 an hour. There's a lot of money when you're in Kenya. I know that even if you're here, that's true. A lot of money. And it doesn't take much. He just told you how he went, navigated through his career path. And it's a challenge to everyone here. And I'm telling everyone that you don't have to be in America to work for American company right now. You could be in Kenya and making $35 an hour. So if you'd be making, maybe you say, doing even 2 hours a day, talk about $7 an hour. How many people get that in Kenya? Okay. So that takes me to the final presenter of the day. She's going to tell us what happens after the technical training, possibly internship, and then you are ready to look for jobs. Welcome, Sharon Mjede.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be here, and thank you for having me. I am interested in all of your backgrounds and how this program can enhance those experiences. This program is really about taking the things that you've done in your life and getting you from where you are today to where you want to be. And that's how the career services component comes in. I work with you on 3 different ways. I have an online course that takes you step by step through the process for preparing yourself for an American interview process. I do one-on-one meetings with you, and I also have weekly question and answer sessions that I publish in the course. It is an opportunity for everyone to learn from one another. It is an opportunity for you to hear questions that you may not have had yet, but can give you insight into what other people's journey can help you succeed. The most important thing about getting you from where you are today to where you want to be is having the right resources in place and the right support. And this program gives you the right technical balance to understand how to work through problems in the work environment. And the career component gives you the right ability to enhance your job search experience and get through any interview process successfully. The goal is for you to feel comfortable in your skill set and to take advantage of all your historical experience. A lot of you have backgrounds in different fields, and every field can benefit from data analysis. Every field can benefit from the skills that you learn through this program. So having that ability to work one-on-one with me and take your past experience and your future skill set that you're going to gain and putting those together and being able to offer those to employers in the best package possible is what I do with the students that I'm supporting today. And I have done this work for 16 years. I've been a professional recruiter and a career counselor. I have a master's in career counseling, and I also recently got a degree in software engineering, where I also studied data analytics. And it is all of those things that help me help you and get you into a profession that you're looking for. After gaining practical experience through the program, you're going to be in a position to be sought after by employers, not just looking and seeking and hoping. Do you want me to share what the course looks like or anything?
Yeah, just for a minute, if you can.
Yes, I can share my screen and show what they would have access to. This is, can you see the course? Are you seeing the course?
Yes.
Okay. So once you're enrolled in the program, you will have step-by-step video instructions and worksheets that get you where you need to be. There's no busy work in this class. This is exclusively the information you need to have to be successful through your interview process. I work with you on preparing for interviews. I work with you on your resume. I work with your LinkedIn. I work with you on how to network, how do you find people who want to network with you? I give you all of those answers in this class. I also focus on offer negotiations. I've negotiated over 2,000 job offers on behalf of corporations, and I give you my step-by-step experience about how to decide how to value your experience. Like, how do you know how much money to ask for? And so I also have mock interview exercises so that you can practice interviewing, because if you don't know what you sound like when you interview, then it's really hard to improve. So I give you exercises where you can learn how to express your experience in an appropriate way. And I also do live mock interviews with you using behavioral interview questions that are actually used in leading tech companies. And then every week we do question and answer sessions, and I record those and add those to the class. So that is a little bit about what it looks like. And the main thing is I'm here for you. I'm here for you, not just until you get a job, but as long as I'm a working person, I'm here for you. If you connect with me on LinkedIn, I have my phone number out there. I have ways to connect with me directly out there. And once you become part of this program, you have access to support for as long as you need it. Are there any questions?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sharon, for sharing that. I mean, the most important word she's mentioned, that she's there for you. You know, as a child growing up, I had, challenging moments. And if somebody told me that, I'm there for you, that would mean a lot to me, because not so many people were there for me. So Sharon, be there for me as well. Yeah. But anyway, I think you guys, if you were here and you said, and you were, with us from the beginning, you've seen that there are a lot of transformations, a lot of changes. Our training has been one of the, progressive pedagogy in terms of, getting job, instructor-led training. And of course, we try as much as possible to improve on our training sessions and programs. What's important thing is that I need to understand that the speakers of today have something different to offer, and so they're going to be part of us. Sharon is part of us. Gabriel is part of us. Denso is going to be part of us. Of course, Mursi is part of us. So we are bringing them on board, and of course, there are so many people we are bringing on board that we are going to support our training to make sure that we accomplish our mission. Our mission is to, one, make sure that people who want to get into tech, people who want to use tech to complement what they're doing, or people who want to change careers, people who feel that their job is at stake, people who feel that AI is coming after their job. Now, like I mentioned, the best skill to learn. Forget about what you have. You know, people talk about, I want to get up, you know, in Kenya, you know, the highest grade you can get is an A, right? And, you know, they want to go for those, you know, engineer, those well-known, you know, the long time ago, I remember during my time, they didn't allow me to get to the engineering course because I wanted to be an engineer. So there was, after, even though I qualified to get you know, direct entry to the course, but I could not able to do engineering because they told me that they were looking for some cluster points, so I wasn't qualified. And my mission was to go for engineering. So I opted to go for a diploma instead because I didn't want to take any business course. Today is not the same. It's not about engineering. It's not about, you know, all those technical or law or whatever it is. It's a course that will help you be part of the change. And that is no course other than anything related to IT. Data analytics, data science, data engineering, AI, machine learning. You all get them under the same roof. And the roof is 7-8. I want to acknowledge the presence of our trainers here. Allow me to share my screen if you could. Yes. So that's our screen. So this is me. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is me. I don't need any introduction. This is Mursi. He doesn't need any introduction. Now, I will ask Aisha, if you are here, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aisha Wairimu. I support the sales and marketing at 7-8, and I'm glad that you're all able to make it today. I look forward to interacting with all of you and seeing you in class. I'm also a student transitioning from a sales and marketing career to a sales operations analyst career. Thank you so much, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Denson. That's what did the introduction. Anshu, are you here? Ragu is not here. Nima. Okay. Of course, Gabriel has talked. Eric.
Yes, Dr. Mark, I'm here.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. My name is Eric Ombasa. I'm part of faculty at CIVNIT. So I'm part of the trainers at CIVNIT. So I also do research support, provide research support for CIVNIT. That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Thank you. Ken. I saw Ken earlier. Ken, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, please introduce yourself. Okay.
Yeah. My name's Kenneth Ohungu, a data analyst with a telco within Kenya. And I'm also a specialized in Tableau training. Thank you.
Thank you. So Saba is not here. So Saba is in charge of coding classes, training kids how to do coding, together with Mason. So they're probably not here because they deal with the coding classes. So the two of them, they teach our kids how to get, because you want to produce the next Bill Gates, the next Zuckerberg, the next Ellison, the next Page, the next, of course, even Elon Musk, although he's from Africa. So they're helping our kids to do that. Of course, Sharon, I just mentioned, just talked. Joy, are you here? So Joy is software engineering. Yeah, so she does most of she supports us in the software engineering. And so there's one more, Priscilla. Are you here? I know she prayed for us.
Yes.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, guys. My name is
Hi.
Priscilla. I am a data analyst at Ipsos, and I am glad to be here.
Yeah, so if you can tell from the introduction, we have a diverse team, people who have either industry experts or those who are qualified as trainers. They're able to build our curriculum. We appreciate them for that. I wish I was able to introduce everyone. But I want to thank you first, for being part of this team. So when I came here in US, so many 4 years ago, I didn't know that it would be possible that today we would be sitting here trying to change the lives of our people, try to create impact to the community, try to impact the lives of so many people, try to motivate people that it is possible we can change life. With this training, it doesn't matter what you are today, whether you are in whatever you are, healthcare, marketing, finance, human resource. This is a safe landing place for you. Start the journey now. Musa just mentioned that we have an intake starting in February. So next week on 31st, we are going to have our orientation. So if you're willing or you're ready to join this cohort, it's going to be 4th cohort here, and it's going to be the 2nd cohort in Kenya. So this cohort, we've decided to start the class together. And so we are starting orientation, or we're doing orientation 31st next week. And then they're going to be told either on Thursday or Friday, we're going to have our introduction. Gabriel just talked about GitHub. So GitHub is a key platform that we use. And I tell my students that, you can never get it right until you have a good portfolio. And the best way to do that is to do it through GitHub. So we decided now that we're not going to ask you to get into GitHub before during the class. So we are going to introduce you to GitHub, do a bit of training, so that we expect that to happen either Thursday or Friday next week. And then the following week, we start our classes. Now, I know there are so many questions that have been posted on the chat. We are going to be as much as possible to respond to them. But I'll make this open to anyone, whether you are a speaker, whether you are attendee, whether you are a former student, whether you are a current student, whether you are, as prospect student. I need to ask any question. The floor is open. You can either put that through the chat, or you can just talk if you want. So the floor is open to everyone. Any other question?
Just before a question from anyone, so I want to recognize someone who I've read from the media, and then we're glad she's joined us today. So Professor Cherono Rotich, we are an edtech firm both in US and Kenya, where we do data analytics training. So we are planning to start our next cohort in February. And we are glad you could join us today. So I don't know if possible, can just say hi. Professor Cherono.
How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm not video ready, but thank you so much. I just had some dental implants, so I'm gonna speak a little slowly. But thank you so much. This is I joined in a little late, but this is great that you're doing this. And if there's any way we can collaborate, we have this forum for Kenya students in diaspora. So we support students, acculturate, we provide a network and mentoring program. So I'm really glad to have such a program that you all are doing this. I will dance on Mukila there, he's my brother, so I'll find out more information and see how we can collaborate. Thank you and kudos for doing this.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. It's a pleasure having you here. I know there are so many people that we were not able to know. Thank you for being here. I know there could be many doctors.
Yeah, by the way, I'm at Indiana University. I'm at Indiana University, for those of you. I'm at the Indiana University Bloomington. We have the largest number of international students, and we're always recruiting and building our community.
No, that's even more wonderful, because if you're in Indiana, then it's close to to where I live. I live in DC area. I will look for you, and of course we're going to sit down and hope you're going to see how we can engage and have a working relationship. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you, everyone. Professor, doctor, lawyer, engineer, data scientist, student, and data scientist to be, or data engineer, or data analyst to be. Thank you so much. One more person I think I forgot was Sambuki, right? Are you here?
No, it's still on the way. He didn't manage to join.
Okay. Yeah, he's also the trainer is supporting our students back in Kenya. So any question, feel free. I will give you 5 minutes to end because we said 20. So we still have 5 minutes. Anyone who has anything to share, any question, ask me about jobs after the training, ask about a virtual internship, ask about our program, ask about anything, anything. Like somebody want to say, is AI coming after our jobs? Or just ask me, for example, is this the best course to learn right now? Is the best skill to get? Ask me any question. And of course, if I can't answer anyone else here who is able to answer, we do that. So we have 5 minutes.
I have.
So someone has asked a question: is there an age limit with advanced age affect career paths? Or
Okay.
So for Anindo, so long as the good thing about data analytics, there's no latecomer or an earlycomer. Each and every industry, whether you are in research, academia, accountant, so for example, even in marketing, every industry has data now. You are better off with data analytics skills than not having them. So so long as you have that interest and also determination to be able to learn. Age is just for this case, age is just a number.
Yeah, and I'm saying I think I had one of my best students when we started our first cohort was Dr. Maina. Maina had a PhD and he was doing his second PhD. He's 65. He was 65. He's a little older than 65 now. The youngest we ever had was a student who just finished high school. So from 18 years to 65 years. For me, there's no age limit to when you can start this course. I just mentioned if I was to rewind the time, I would not have gone through the path that I did in my education. So you can do it whether you are 18. And I'm strongly recommending anyone who's 18, just before you even think of getting to a college, start getting this skill because it will determine a lot on how you're going to live. If you do this skill, by the time you get to campus, you won't be reasoning as another student who just came straight from high school to the campus. You'll be reasoning differently. You'll be already be introduced to this upskill platform where you can work even as a student and earning your $35 when you are still a student. You will be getting, your mind and experience. And I need to understand why you learning this thing, even to improve your analytical skill, reasoning skill, problem solving skill. So your reasoning or your thinking will not be as anyone who just came from high school to the college. Aisha, you had a question.
Not really a question, but comment to, was it Gabriel or Masharia? If he can post, more links to the sites where people can do the virtual internships so that people can start putting into practice, what we learned in class as we wait or continue searching for the job opportunity.
Yeah, that's very nice. So Gabriel, please share those links. People can start, sharing. Getting those, getting to use those platforms where they can do virtual internship. And of course, I believe Gabriel will be helping our students, especially those who are finished and they are looking for this internship. Gabriel will be there for you to support you, to show you the way, in terms of that. And when you're looking for, job, Sharon will be there to support you, make sure that you go through that process. And again, I need to mention, Sharon is not helping only students who are based in the US. Sharon has helped students who are based abroad. Abroad, I mean any country apart from US. So you don't have to be in US for Sharon to help you. You could be in Kenya, but Sharon will help you go through that. Because with this training, you are not limited to a location. You are global, employer or employee. So you can be employed by anyone. So Sharon will be there for you, whether you are based in Kenya, Canada, Rwanda, Burundi, Indonesia, all those other countries. You will be here. She'll be here for you. Anyone with any question?
Yeah, there's a question on the chat from Emily. She's asking whether there's a possibility for this niche or industry to get saturated with data analysts, since everyone is trying to go into that sector.
Yeah, so I will tell you this, according to World Economic Forum, there will be over 12 million jobs created in the next, from now until 2025, because of AI. Now, I just shared, I think Musa just shared something. or chart. I wish you were able to see it. How much will AI, because it's going to cause disruption, it's going to change how we work, how we live. You like it or not. You are in healthcare, you are in marketing, you are in human resource. Whether you like it or not, it will affect you. Today, things will never be the same because of AI. So AI will eventually affect some job, okay? But it will also create more jobs. What you need to do is to be on the safer side. If you are in this side, crossover. How do you cross over? Upskilling, continuously learning. Don't stop learning. Then I'm telling you that it will never be saturated. Now, what happens is, if, for example, today you're using one tool to do analysis, you have a responsibility to continue learning, to get to see how to can be able to do coding, and that you can code using Python. You need to know big data analytics. You need to know machine learning and AI. Okay. Now there's a good, career coming up called prompt engineering, thanks to AI and ChatGPT. So if you are a normal data analyst, what you need to do is complement what you're already doing by learning a little bit of how to do prompt engineering. And then it will not be saturated for you. I hope I answer your question. Yeah, anyone with a question? We're waiting in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Any question? Any concern? Okay, assuming there's no concern, there's no question. We want to appreciate your feedback. Please give us your feedback. You want to see how best you can be able to improve. We believe in continuous improvement. We believe in providing the best services for our students. We want to give you the best experience as a student here. We are not perfect, but we continuously improving, and then your feedback is very important. If there's no any extra, the contacts is there. Please make sure that you get in touch with us. Mostly you can be, that's our contact. If you're in Nairobi, if you are here, those are the contacts you can use. You can always use WhatsApp. And if you already signed up, well and good. If you don't, please sign up. Let's start our orientation. Let's meet on 31st. We expect to have our orientation for both Kenyan and American class, and then next 1 day or 2 days, we are going to have our practice, introduction to GitHub and our training platform, and of course many other more things. If there's no question, allow me to end this session. And first, thank you, 1, for the presenters. Thank you, 2, for the trainers. Thank you, 3, for the attendees, those who have attended this session. I look forward to engaging with you, looking forward to supporting you as you support our cause. And we want to just not end here. We want to grow. We want to create an impact. We want everyone who want to get this skill be able to get. Most importantly, we are working with even people who can finance your training. So we already partnered with Meritize if you're in Kenya. If you're in America. In Kenya, we're looking forward to work to partnering with other people who can support your financing. Because for me, like I would say, if somebody never gave me opportunity to go to school, I would not have had like what I have today. So we're trying to, as much as possible, if you cannot be able to raise the money at the moment, but you can be able to get the skill and then get a job and then repay this loan or kind of financing, you can do it. So get in touch with us if you're pursuing, you think of pursuing this training, but you're not sure how you're going to finance your training. Get in touch with us. We're going to walk you through. Thank you so much. Be blessed. God bless you till we meet again. Thank you. Bye, everyone.